and welcome to What's the Word in association with Ladbrokes. Looking ahead to day 3 of the Punchestown Festival, joined by Nicola McGeady from Ladbrokes, David Jennings, of course, Irish assistant editor, deputy editor, I beg your pardon, of the Racing Post, and of course Paul Keeling, betting editor of the Racing Post as well. As you'll enjoy the start to your Punchestown Festival?
It was horrific.
We enjoyed it.
25 to 1, 16 to 1, not even you could pick those winners.
Yeah, but I was place laying all the faff, so it's brilliant.
Okay, and you had a good night last night, Paul?
I had a good night, yeah. Found a poker club in Nace.
Smells like you had a good night.
Had a good drink. Staggered back into the hotel about 2, had a few more.
It looks like you've got a big occasion coming up as well. Something happened last week in the postcast or something?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a lifetime supply of beer from David Jennings, which he's going to start.
Nice.
He's going to start repaying it very, very shortly.
Yeah, very
But
good.
I also have to look after your health. So I'm thinking
Yeah, but Guinness is good for you.
Yeah, exactly. So
pints of
red
sparkling
wine.
water.
Right, let's go on to look ahead to the race. We're going to start with the Grade 1s, and we'll start with the Ladbrokes Champions Stayers hurdle here. Obviously, Penhill is back. How did they bet?
Well, Mullen's obviously 7 of the 12 runners, and Penhill, of course, won the Stayers hurdle and a 7-4 favourite, and deserves to be favoured. He travelled so well at Cheltenham, and if he brings that kind of form to the race, I think he's going to be hard to beat. Identity Thief is the biggest danger, I think, for Henry de Bromhead. He's the main threat, 7-2, and he looked back to himself, I think, judging by his last 2 outings. You've also got Bacardi's, who I know you like, David. Looks another solid Mullins contender. He's priced at 4-1, and it's 10-1 after that.
Well, are you with Penhill?
Yeah, we're on the drink team, I suppose. Hopefully I won't have to buy you a pint of Bacardi, but yeah, Bacardi.
I drink that, you know.
Yeah, don't doubt it. I just think with Bacardi's, I love Patrick Mullins, right? And yesterday showed how good he can be for an amateur. But if he could have any ride back in his whole lifetime, maybe apart from Duvan, I'm sure it would be Bacardi's. I just thought everything went wrong. He was on the outside, back to the inside. He was really finishing. Now, he wouldn't have beaten Penhill, but he would have got pretty close. And his season has been horrible. He was over fences. I just think he's a type of horse that could be a top stayer.
And he was brilliant here last year.
He was brilliant here last year, and I just think the preparation has been better since Cheltenham. And I just think he's a very good horse. And at the prices, I think he's the value option, Bacardi's.
Do you have a value option, or are you just with Penhill?
No, I have a value option as well. I mean, I think what we saw was at Cheltenham, as we saw that the stayers they're just not very good. I mean, they were, there was 10 in a line going to the last. Now I know it was sort of a factor of the way the race was run, because it was the slowest race run of the festival. But even so, you get a horse that comes up from 2 Mile and shows how good he can be at 3 Mile, and already has, and yet it's still 5-1. Identity Thief destroyed him at Aintree. He just travelled through and laughed at him. And I think he might do the same again, and I think 5-1's a cracking price.
I think those prices shortening up now, Paul. Every time you put something up, the market crashes.
Doesn't always work.
on the back of last weekend.
Yeah, thanks, Nicola. I am here, you know.
Move on to the Ryanair Novices Chase. That one over 2 miles. Very, very warm water favourite here in football, surely, Nicola.
Banker of the week at 2-5. I mean, he was just so good at Cheltenham, winning by 14 lengths. Daryl Jacob has the ride, obviously, with Ruby Walsh out. We are top price of Petty Mouchoir at 6-1. I just think this race probably come too soon after Aintree. And then, of course, Castle Grace Paddy, I should say, is next best at 7-1. And then the rest are all big prices.
Paul, is there an argument here that 1-2 or 2-5 is actually a bit of a big price?
He'll be nearer 1-5 by the off, won't he? I mean, he was just so good at Cheltenham, and I know they played into his hands because they went too fast, but he just travelled all the way through. He actually made a thundering error as well.
Yeah.
Didn't take anything out of him at all. I wasn't a believer before Cheltenham. I am now. He just wins, doesn't he?
It's going to be a case of how many lengths he wins by. That's a marker we're
I
probably
mean, it'll be staggering if he gets beat, won't it?
Will you be staggered? Will he get beat?
Yeah, I suppose the only worry, if you're to believe the dirty scope, that ruled him out of Aintree, unfortunately. So hopefully he's over that mishap. And
same thing happened to Sam Crow before now, so wouldn't worry too much about it.
Well, hopefully he's over that mishap and can help Willie in his quest for the Trader's title. I think he's the best horse in the race. I think he's exceptional. He's the best novice we've seen. I do think Castle Grace Paddy will be second. I spoke to Pat Fahey this morning about Castle Grace Paddy. He said this is the only time he's been right. He said first run of the season badly needed. Second run in Thurles where he was so impressive. He beat Jets there. He said there was a few niggly problems, so he was thrilled with what he did. This is the first time he's been properly right. And given that Petty Mouchoir's had a tough season, I think Castle Grace Paddy will be second.
Each way or without?
Without.
Without. Fair enough. Now we'll start from the top then. The opening race handicap hurdle looks pretty tricky, but Dave, you fancy something here?
I do. I've been waiting all week to back Never Russia Khan.
Okay.
I just think Jessica's record at this meeting is really, really good. I know she's had a quiet time of late, but Never Russia Khan, who I'm not sure is still owned by Richie Galway, who used to be the who is the racing manager here, but I'm not sure if he still owns it. I think there's a new owner on the card. But Never Rush O'Connor's rated 143 over fences. He was third to Don't Touch It in a real big 2-mile handicap chase here last season off 133, only beaten a length, and was a bit unlucky. 133.
Sorry.
And
You'll get there, Dave.
We're in Ireland, he's allowed that.
Yeah, it's part of our punctuation. And I just get the impression with Never Rush O'Connor, it's been laid out for a hurdle race at this meeting off a mark of 119.
Yeah.
Thank God there's no trees in that.
Yeah,
and
luckily.
so it's chucked in on its hurdle mark. I'd imagine this has been the plan, and I know it's a big competitive handicap hurdle that can give so many chances to, but I fancy Never Rush O'Connor.
Fair enough. Paul, anything to
one that might spoil it, and I imagine it'll be quite near the front of the market, is this Park Paddocks, who bolted up. I know it was only a maiden hurdle, but I think he done quite well to only get a mark of 119 for that, because he won so easily. I think the race post rate was 122, head in chest. He's probably got a fair bit more than that in hand.
Yeah.
Obviously, if Never Rush O'Connor is as good over hurdles as his chase mark, then he'll take a lot of beating. But I think Parks Paddocks is a young up-and-comer, and Davy Russell.
Yeah, no wrong with that. A handicap chase, Bon Papa's one I quite like here actually, off mark 143. Maybe someday he'll deliver. Someday
he will, and he's my type of horse. One of these that never wins.
You
but
follow him blind until
always looks like he will. Yeah, but the one I like in this is Townsend, from the Willie Mullins stable, second choice in jockey bookings. David Mullins takes the ride. I've long been convinced this horse is well treated off marker 142. Just needs to get into a rhythm. Apparently he's working quite well, and I think off 142, if he does jump well, I think Townsend has got a cracking chance.
Anything for you, Paul, in a second?
Yeah, English horse. How about that? On Clarence House chase form, Sparadak would have finished level with Duvan yesterday. He went off so hard that day at the Clarence House chase, and he beat everything off by Duvan, Undersow. He got beat 7 lengths. He's rated 150. Forget next time at Ascot over 2 mile 5. Right-handed track, 2 miles, soft ground, absolutely perfect. Mark at 150 is high enough, but I think 4 of the last 5 winners have carried well over 11 stone.
Yeah.
And I think he's got to be a massive player who's back in form.
Again, the 2 mile races, that bigger weight tends to matter less. Class can sort of come to the
because
fore,
they're just not carrying it as far. It's simple as that, isn't it?
Let's move on to one of the unique events of the Punchestown Festival, the Latouche Cup. Obviously, you'll be forever associated with the likes of Risk of Thunder and the Bulger and all that. Do you fancy anything here, Dave?
I presume Bless the Wings would be favourite, obviously getting weight from Auvergnat. I just thought Auvergnat was possibly the likeliest winner. 12 stone 7 is a lot to be carrying. Donny McInerney takes a couple of pound off, which is crucial. And Bless the Wings has had a hard time of it of late, so Auvergnat might be a little bit fresher. If it didn't have so much weight, I'd be pretty sweet on it, but it'll be a no-bet race, but I think Auvergnat will probably win.
Do you like these
they baffle me completely. I must admit, even the ones at Cheltenham, and I know where they're going. I was trying to watch the first one here on Tuesday, and I was standing over there. What? This is a left. This is a right-handed track, and
they're running back and then they're going back
down. You just can't believe it. It's amazing. But I did look. Auvergnat's won his last 2 races on this course, isn't he?
Yeah.
And he might be carrying a lot of weight.
At the start.
Yeah, he might be carrying a lot of weight.
Keith Donoghue rode Tiger Roll at Cheltenham. I asked him. I said, when we're watching from the stands or on televisions, how do you know where to go? And he said, it's funny. He said, the first time I came here, I thought exactly the same. He said, when you're actually out in the track, it's so straightforward. But I
don't you remember that time David Russell took a shortcut? No. And everyone thought, everyone thought he'd taken the wrong course, and there was a steward's inquiry. They were all expecting, and then it wasn't. He said, no, I knew where I was going. It was amazing. But yeah, Auvergnat, he's carrying a lot of weight, but I think some of the other end of Bulgers, Cantlows and Josie's Orders, they've had their day, haven't they? They both completely gone at the game. Bless the Wings. Hell of a performance if he comes out. I know this is nowhere near as competitive as a Grand National, but he is running one within a couple of weeks. So top weight for me.
Fair enough. The 3 mile handicap hurdle, a few kind of lost souls in amongst these, David. Glenlow in there as well. Of course, painful memory for many of us. But
I have so many painful memories in this race.
Looking through this race, it's like nightmare central.
If I had an autobiography, so many of these would appear in this.
This could be your year. I have a good feeling for you, Dave.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the name escapes me. I'd say the amount of times I've bagged this horse, and so often he's beaten more than 40 lengths. But I just think someday, sometime, once upon a time, he will come good. And maybe to step up to 3 miles. Like, he's off 127. Lord holy God. He's a better horse than 127 rated handicapper, but look, I'm going to chance him just one last time.
One more go.
One more time, but I said that 10 times ago.
Yeah, okay. Paul,
I got one of them in here as well. I've backed a great view every time he's run this season, and he just failed him, and it was absolutely agonising at Leopardstown. He just failed to get up. He finished ahead of Glenlow that day. and he's better off at the weights. Now, he was obviously behind Glenlow when he was 6th in the attempts, and Glenlow was 2nd, and he was a few lengths behind. But he's £10 better off for that because he's been dropped. Glenlow's gone up, obviously. I think if it's strong enough run, because he's going to be coming from the back, isn't he? Then I think he's got a chance. So I'll row in with him again.
Right, row in with him. Yeah, the penultimate race, mares listed novices hurdle. Anything here, David?
Yeah, jockey booking's interesting here. David Mullins on Glenn's Harmony, who I'd imagine will be favoured. She was quite impressive at Thurles. It's a listed race. You've got just say Dawn Shadows rate 127. He was very consistent and ran well at Fairyhouse, finished 4th to the mighty Lorena. But I just think Glenn's Harmony has got the most scope for improvement. She's had a pretty light campaign. She'll be fresh coming here, and I'd say she probably sets the standard, but nothing really.
Nothing too. Yes, it's not
nothing particularly strong. I thought, this is a fair drop in grade for Cutler Masters as well, isn't it? Been out of a depth a couple of times. It will probably be more at home in this company, but not. I wouldn't be punting in it.
Anything in the
that's
bumper?
A lie. I will be punting in it. But I wouldn't be having a lot.
Anything in the bumper?
No, I had a look at it. I couldn't work head and tail. I mean, there's not a lot of form to go on, is there?
Yeah. I quite like Dunvegan here. Anything for you, Dave?
Yeah, jockey bookings again are interesting here. I think Patrick's on Get a Reason, and I think that's the horse that won at Patrick. Now, I obviously should know this and should have done my homework, but I think it is the horse that won at Patrick. And you wouldn't think Patrick form would be strong enough for him to be riding, considering he's got so many choices. But I was impressed that day. Thought it was quite impressive, and the fact that he's riding it suggests that he's probably the best in the Mullins contingent, so he'll do for me. Get a Reason.
Okay, I'm with Dunvegan. Right, time for some of our best bets then on day 3 of the Punchestown Festival. Nicola, we'll start with you.
I think Penhill's going to be backed off the boards tomorrow. I'll probably be really boring and stick it in a double with Footpad. I think Footpad will probably be too short for most people tomorrow, so it's not going to be a dreadful result if it wins for us. But and then I'm just going to listen to the actual tipsters, these two guys.
Okay, Paul,
I go with Identity Thief in the main race, the Ladbrokes Champion Stayers Hurdle. I think, he could end up being a better stayer than them. I hope he is. And I'm fascinated to see what price Spevedek will be off top weight in that 2-mile handicap chase at 4:15.
Good stuff, Dave.
My strongest fancy is Bacardi's in the Ladbrokes Champion Stayers Hurdle.
3 of us were all tipped in the strongest bet in the same race.
But I cannot wait to back Never Rushican in the first and Townsend in the second. They'll be big prices, and I can't wait to back them. If I have any money left after buying a beer.
After buying them a beer, yeah. My best bet's Dunvegan. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll be back again tomorrow with more What's the Word.